On exactly 8 after 1, and it is indeed the 29th of March. So happy Good Friday to everyone. And that was a sound called Old Me, and that is by Augustino. And he's sitting right here in studio, so he's just going to be telling us a little bit more about how his journey got started in the music industry. So Kevin Matthys, aka Augustino Matthys, born in Mitchell's Plain, who was always referred to as the boy who danced before he even walked. And at the age of 6, he was dancing to all Michael Jackson's songs with dance moves that would stun even professional dancers. So here to tell us a little bit more is Augustino. So good afternoon. How are we today?
Good afternoon, everybody.
And how are you doing?
How do I pronounce your name?
Chesney.
Chesney. Shout out to you personally.
It's only a pleasure. So let's firstly start by how the passion for music developed. As you, like I said in the introduction, you enjoyed dancing very much. So that started from the age of 6 already.
6 years.
So how did the passion for music got started?
I think the passion for music started at home, cause I remember we used to have a shebeen, cause my family used to hustle to get by, you feel. So they were always playing music. I would be alone most of the time, when my mom's be getting that money, you understand. So yeah, I just always isolate myself, and I just had music around me, you understand. So I had Michael Jackson as a role model, as a personal friend, you understand. I believe there's many kids out there also with the same vision. But I was inspired by him, I remember he used to sing and perform, so I told myself I need to be like that guy, to be seen as well, because I was very isolated, as I grew up as a child, so shout out to Michael Jackson, man.
Okay, so that's been your role model and your influence.
Yeah.
And then, as you know, you come from Mitchell's Plain, so you come from a very high crime rated area where substance abuse also plays a high game, as well as gangsterism also. But yet still you found the inspiration to want to uplift your community through a community project to reach children, to dance, in order to basically keep them away from all the social ills. So if you can just tell us a little bit more about the motivation and the inspiration behind that community project.
The inspiration and motivation behind that project is family based as well. It's basically everything I do is based on the journey of my life, what I can do, what I have to offer, I do that, So it comes from unprivileged families, my family more privileged now, but we used to be unprivileged, So we didn't have much to do, There was always just niggas on the streets with role models and stuff, But music was always a positive thing for us to come together. So as I grew in music, performing and taking stages and inquiring the knowledge of music, performing as an artist myself, because I'm an international artist right now. And I used the concept that I use to motivate myself or spend time with myself or just create a happy place for myself. I created that into a program. It was called Rise Above Odds, Rise Above Your Circumstances, you feel. So it's based on that. We do dancing, but it's always rappers around and singers around, so we do that on the side. But the program was based on choreography, hip hop, So that's what it's about.
Okay, nice. Getting the children off the street and influencing, or rather showing them that there is positive role models also in the community, irrespective of your circumstances.
Yeah.
So how would you personally describe your style of music?
My style, I do different styles, because I love music. I've been in love with music since the age of 6, so.
So you're not bound to hip hop?
I'm not bound to hip hop because if you can, I got a playlist of my songs, so most songs that I did is different genres, I got people listening like in other countries also listening to my music, so I do different genres, It's just como I didn't master that. Yeah, but
So how would you say personally music has evolved you personally as an individual, and also taking in account, if you can maybe share one of the greatest challenges that you were faced in order to make it in the music industry, because it can be very harsh.
can be harsh. Yeah. Okay, that's personal for me. Like music, I just let anybody or everybody out there know that this is personal for me. It might be business for somebody else, but I put my heart into this. Um, Music has always been there, but like the time when I really started taking it serious was the time when I was on the streets, kicked out the house, I was basically homeless, bouncing from this neighborhood to that neighborhood. I can name a few. I can name Belhar, Pontevo, Lentegier, all over Mrs. Plain. I've been there, and there was just one night I was smoked up. I used to smoke a lot of weed. I was smoked up, hanging with my homies on the corner. So there was like a fire also, like on the block where we were standing. So my homies went into the yard. I was standing outside, like the fire was burning, and I just saw like a piece of cardboard laying there and charcoal, all over the place. So I just like got sentimental in that moment, because everybody kicked me out, I'm alone. I just felt alone in that moment. So I took up the charcoal and the cardboard, just to get my mind off whatever was going on in my mind, So I started writing on the cardboard, and started writing rhymes. And I went over it, did it for my homies. They I can't swear on radio.
Definitely not.
They messed with it. Most definitely, they messed with it, and it lifted me up. Like it brought me out of the dark moment that I was in. So since that day, I became like what I am today.
Okay, nice. So, that was your biggest downfall, and you were able to conquer it. And that is what, like I mentioned earlier, this industry can be very harsh if you don't know how to use it. So, walk us through a typical creative process session for you, like, and also taking in account your support structure. How honest is your support structure? Because when you do speak about family, and it might sound like I have a problem with it, but yeah, family, friends, they always the people that tend to lie to us.
You understand me? Salute.
So yeah, take us through that process.
Okay, like I didn't get much support, I'm gonna keep it real, like always, like I'm that person, like everybody know me, like they always will come back to me and say like, "Yeah, you're the realest nigga we know." Like,
we don't use nigga on air also.
I apologize, but the realest person that we know, like, so I'm gonna keep it 100. I never like really had support, like from the family, except my mom's. My mom's is like in halfway. Say 70% right now because I recently came from Europe,
Okay, nice.
Yeah, doing music that side. But I never had like a role model or someone to push me, to do music. I always had the passion to do it. That's why I did it, and I never gave up. Like, what was the other question?
But who's the people you bounce your music off to?
Like a whole lot of people. Man, can I send a shout out to Parliament Productions and Brainchild Productions as well? And there's a whole lot of other companies that I can't mention right now, but them niggas got my back right now.
So we do apologize for the use of niggas. So yes. I actually had to play a disclaimer here, but unfortunately I don't have a disclaimer, so I'll be the disclaimer. We apologize.
We apologize.
And then, like you've mentioned, you just want to say thank you to them, but how well do you deal with criticism, as social media plays a vital role, especially as an artist? I would assume that is your biggest platform that you push your music out to, as you don't always know who you get to interact with.
Like critics, bro, like I really struggle to get people from Cape Town, South Africa, like to really like mess with my music, you know. But I appreciate the small audience I have, you know. Like most people on social media would be from other countries, like replying or want to work with me, you know, because the music I put out there is like it sounds international. But ik is a colored, like yeah, I come from the colored community af en as a struggle, man. As a struggle online and like in real life as well, you know, like to give people support. Since they are means as a support.
I hear you, but how do you deal with the criticism? That's what I want to know.
How do I deal with it? Like I pray, like
Because
I pray, or I make another song.
you know, whether I know you or don't know you, especially here in South Africa, like you just put it now, and you come from a colored community, so mense is baie afgunstig in sulke areas and so forth. So if you take it from that angle, like even though I don't know you, but just because I know, okay, you from Mitchell's Plain or you from the same area that I am in, I'm not gonna like you. So how do I deal? How do you deal with that criticism? Do you, instead of, because you know, when you do look at social media, firstly, it's always a beefing taking place on social media, and a lot of people are not interested in that, because at the end of the day, that is not what you want. Your character is not what you want to sell. Your music is what you want to push out there. So how do you deal with criticism? Or if I'm going to say something bad about your music, are you going to come for me? So I have someone all ratchet, all ghetto hier op my raak. So yeah, that is what I want to know.
Nee, ik kan die violent raak, mensen. Like, ik baie gelijk geleden, some comments are like love of so say. But ik krijg niet like regtig mensen wat van mij like this of so.
No.
You understand? Like most people like the music I'm putting out, you know, comments and people always like applauding me and stuff like that. So I never had like a beef except on the streets, like real life. But social media, it's cool because I'm not on there much. You know, I'm not on social media all the time. So I don't like focus on comments or what people gotta say really about me, because I grew up like people not supporting me, people fighting me, abusing me, trauma, you know, all that. So why would I be like surprised this is happening now when I'm a man, you know?
No, the reason why I'm asking is, if you are in the music industry, you must have a thick skin.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're not able to deal with that, you won't be able to make it. Because like I say, even though I don't know you, but just because I know you might be from my same area or something like that, I might be hating on you. So that is the problem that a lot of artists are faced with in this industry.
Oh, yeah.
Because it should be, firstly, it should be about the music, irrespective of who the artist is. Because that is what you are trying to push out there.
Can I hold you? I was this morning, like the same conversation that you are on now, and I can see that you're feeling it. And I recognize that it's a problem, you know. But I was thinking about this morning as well. You know, I'm not here for no beef. You know, I'm here to push music. Why would I be like surprised this is happening now when I'm a man, you know?
No, the reason why I'm asking is, if you are in the music industry, you must have a thick skin.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're not able to deal with that, you won't be able to make it. Because like I say, even though I don't know you, but just because I know you might be from my same area or something like that, I might be hating on you. So that is the problem that a lot of artists are faced with in this industry.
Oh, yeah.
Because it should be, firstly, it should be about the music, irrespective of who the artist is. Because that is what you are trying to push out there.
I was, can I hold you? I was this morning, like the same conversation that you are on now, and I can see that you're feeling it. And I recognize that it's a problem, But I was thinking about this morning as well. I'm not here for no beef. I'm here to push music for the people. I ain't here to entertain no other rapper. Like yesterday, somebody told me, a big homie told me, like, sick and tired of this. These artists out here, beefing each other. Like, leave that for the streets, my nigga. Like, like we out here to actually make a difference. Like, put the colored community on the map as well. Like on an international platform. Like, that's what I'm trying to do. So I don't got no time for beef or whatever entertaining that.
100% I agree with you. That is what we want to do. We want to push our local artists up until that international level, because why are we supporting international artists but you're not even supporting your own people? So how do you approach or balance the artistic side of when it comes, as well as looking at the audience side also? So how do you balance the two? Because sometimes you need to put on a certain persona if you're going to perform in front of people, whereby when you're just recording in a studio, it's totally different.
That's a tricky one. That's a tricky question, okay? Like how I do it, I recently, like, say 3 years back or 4 years back, I started to really, like, go into the industry. So I've been around for a while, but I've been, like, underground, some stuff like that. But what I do is, I know, like, tonight I'm gonna perform. Okay, I'm gonna be paid for that hours I perform. So I'm gonna be that person, for that hours that I perform. But if you meet me, like, in person, like, I'm normal. Like,
so you're totally different to the person that you are on stage.
I wouldn't say there's a difference, because I really mean what I say in my music. Like I told everybody, I'm serious about this. It's personal for me. But I'm the same person, but I'm not gonna entertain everybody, like, everywhere I go, like, just be Augustino, like, because everybody know, yo, this is Augustino. I'm gonna be myself, When we perform, we're on the business side, so we gonna do that. I'm gonna bring some extra that I don't show people normally, like, for instance, singing in the shower, like, you bring that spirit on stage, like, you feel me?
So, lastly, just before I let you go, also, are there any upcoming projects or collaborations you particularly excited about?
Yo, I'm excited about a lot. A lot is happening, but last time I was here at Boost Radio, I put my plans, like, out there, for everybody to know. And I think I won't do that now. You understand? I'm gonna keep
But is there any live gigs coming up?
Keep it on the low, most definitely, like park gyms, shows, booked shows, paid shows. Looking forward to doing that, because when I was in Europe, we used to get paid, like, for 2 hours, performing, So I'm doing my own music, so we'll be doing that. That's the main focus.
So a very interesting or important question is, where do you draw your inspiration from when you do make music?
When I make music, this is what happens when I make music. I take out the Bible, I sit with the Bible, then I read. I let God talk to me first before I talk to these people. Like, that's how I create music, I'm not perfect, but I believe, like, 100% there's a greater power that's doing these stuff for me, that's because proving himself, like, since I was a boy, like, I recognized that there was something else, like, taking care of me, looking out for me, protecting me. So I do that before I write the song, or even before I go on stage, I will do that, connect with the unseen.
Okay, beautiful stuff. And what is the main message that you always tend to portray through your music? What is it that you want your audience to take away from it?
kan ze dit in Afrikaans sê?
Like, wat is die belangrikste boodskap wat jy altyd probeer om daar uit te sit, wat jy wil hê mense moet wegneem van jou musiek af? Like a lot of artists, specifically like baie artists, hulle music wat hulle uitsit, julle moet onthou, kinders luister ook na hierdie musiek. So if you gonna push profanity, as jy gaan vloek in jou musiek, of jy probeer om 'n vrou af te druk in jou musiek, kinders luister na hy. En wat ek hoor, that is what I'm gonna act out in the long run. So what is the main message that you try, that you want to push out with your music? Wat wil jy hê mense moet neem van jou musiek af?
Yo, mense. Okay, ek maak music like, maar my strong point nou in music is R&B, sien jy? En like, ek hou het clean man, sien jy? En ek is 'n big fan van die ladies, like, ek is 'n big fan van my ma man, sien jy? En altyd bale en so aan. But wat ek wil hê is like mense moet vat die circumstances wat ek my gevind het en vat hy nou. En ek sal altyd like in die trek en wees like ek is op 'n betere plek nou man. So vat dit as 'n life lesson man, like moenie dit sy op dit apply wat Augustineo doen nie. Sy op dit apply wie ek is. But vat net like die positive goed man. Like my music ek van ek self seker maak en elke track wat ek release is 'n positive message. En ek sal like hoe kan ek nou sê like gang yeah, with all due respect, shout out to my people in prison as well. You know, praying for you guys, man. Ek sal like sulke goed promote en sê like violence on detail gaan en sulke goed is en wanneer kom ons maar kinders groot staan like ek het 'n lang journey gehad man, like music en ek dink like goed was meer hard op my gewees en ek kom like ek moet staan vir iets like oor as waar ek kom ek moet staan vir iets nou in die music ek is dieselfde persoon ek staan vir iets sy kan aangaan met jou negativity as jou lief as jou choice but ek gaan staan vir iets positief ek gaan nie loop is.
Definitely. And when people like, there's a huge audience also that actually want to listen to music that is very relatable to their lives. Although, al het ek nie deur alles gegaan wat sy gegaan het, maar daar moet iets wees wat ek kan voel, okay, but die actually praat met my, then I'm actually gonna listen to your music and to support it and go search more tracks of you because it speaks to me. But as die musiekie saam met iemand praat, yes, exactly. So where can people catch you?
You can catch me on every social media platform. Like just Google Augustineo Matthys. So I'm gonna spell it out for you. Like you spell Augustine, but I add the O. I don't forget the O. O standing for the Owens. But it's Augustineo. Like the streets nickname me as Tino. You know, I'm just putting it out there. Matthys is Matthys. You know, you can Google it. You'll see all the platforms I'm on. That's how you gonna get me.
Awesome stuff. Thank you very much, Augustineo, for coming through and speaking today to us. And keep up doing the great work, pushing your music out there. Any last words from your side?
Kan ek sing met die mense?
Gaat het skoon is die vraag. As daar nie in gaan sê gaan word of gevloekery gaan wees, then what all means. But if that is what you're gonna do, I'm gonna cut you off right there.
Nee, die is vir die familie.